I'm a citizen of the city of Greene, which makes me proud. I started a company called DRB Systems back in 1984, and it's still headquartered here in Greene, although I've not been involved in the company for about 5 years. Well, my folks bought a home in 1968 on Massillon Road, and I moved here as a kid and went to second grade at Greenwood Elementary School. Back then, Greenwood was K through 6. And really, just to give you a sense of how rural it was, the home we bought is on Massillon Road, about a half mile south of the expressway. We had neighbors with livestock. The people across the street had horses, and the Thompsons had a farm in the back that they had cattle and grew corn and wheat, as I recall. Just another measure, I think, of how things have progressed is the number of stoplights on Massillon Road. There was exactly one stoplight on all of Massillon Road, and that was at the corner of what's modern Greensburg Square. It was stop signs at the freeway, and there really was only one other stoplight, I think, in the entire township at the time, and that's at the corner of Arlington and 619, so the East Liberty. So we've obviously figured out ways to not only have lots of stoplights, but roundabouts too. I was in the high school band, and it just was hard to beat those Friday evenings, the band show, which I guess they had a football thing going on before and after, and then going out to, now of course this was up in Springfield at the time, but up to the A&W restaurant afterwards for a treat together with our friends. Just a bit of history here for even why Greene incorporated. In the late 80s, there was a real move by some of the larger cities to expand their tax base by annexing adjacent areas. And Greene found itself between places like Akron and North Canton, where the possibility that they could come in and, they being these other cities, grab up tax-rich properties at the edges, threatened the community, the school system, and the community at large. So there was a plan put together by a trio of guys, Ted Mallow, local attorney, Frank Steele, and Del Hafka, who was one of the trustees at the time, to kind of backdoor incorporate the city. They called it the three-part plan. And they needed to do this because there was actually a law, state law, that prohibited you from incorporating your community without the permission of any city within 3 miles. So the clever three-part plan, part one, was actually to kind of create a temporary city or a village because of the population right in the center of our township that was far enough away from all these borders that we could do it on our own volition. So there was an effort to create this little village of Greene, and I got involved because of my computer background. I was kind of the young whiz kid who knew how to take data from the Board of Elections and from the recorder's office, because we actually had to have a process where we got signatures of over half the landowners to say that they were in favor of the incorporation. And obviously that was a successful thing, and we went forward from there. Obviously I'm proud to be part of the city. I think it is still a great place to raise family, good community. I can tell you, in part, I think because of our relative youth, there's a certain modern professionalism that the city government has compared to maybe some of our competitors, if you will, in the area. I know from businessmen that I talk to that serve with their businesses in multiple communities that they'll often tell me how Greene's a standout in its professionalism and maybe its service and forward thinking as far as making it a good place for people to work, earn a living, as well as to live.